And hello everybody, welcome back to the video. Today we're back inside of Minecraft and we are playing Parkour Helix 2 by Jera95. I've obviously played the first one in this one. It's third most popular video on my channel. And I've played Escalation. I didn't like it quite as much as Parkour Helix, if I'm being honest. Whoops. But both of them were good maps, so I'm very excited for this one. And let's go. I mean, it's 60 levels. The map creator did say it was longer than the first one, which should work out about perfect since, you know, I've improved it parkour a bit since the last one. I'd assume that, I don't know, maybe it would balance out or something. Okay, water kills you. Good to know. Pretty sure it did in the last one, too. Sometimes in situations like that where you haven't actually died, but you fall and it's quicker to just die to get back. Nothing in the minecart with chest. Very sad. I don't know where I was jumping to. That is one problem I have with these sort of like roundabout maps is sometimes I go in directions and just wonder why I went in that direction. I also love how I say that I've improved it parkour since last time and then just completely ruin everything. Or not ruin, but whiff on all the jumps. See, like I'm too like in a hurry, even though I'm not really in a hurry. But like I'm just kind of going with the flow, and when you do that on a sort of map like this, it tends to get you into some deaths. Built really similarly to the first one, though. I mean, that's not surprising. It's, you know, Parkour Helix 2. You'd expect it to be similar to Parkour Helix 1. Though it is just a bit surprising to me. Like, just how much similar it is. Which is fine. But some of these levels feel like they're the same level, just moved around a bit. Which, once again, not super worried about, but still, it's a bit weird. But I also guess that's why it's kind of how sequels are kind of supposed to be, in my opinion. Like, when you have a sequel to a map, this is specifically for, like, map cases, it makes sense for it to kind of be built in a similar manner to the first one. It's kind of like whenever there's a sequel to a movie and they use different characters in the movie than were in the first movie. Unless it's like a movie where everybody dies or whatever. But in a movie where very canonically all of the characters are still alive, and then for the second movie they just basically completely clean the slate and put all new characters in, it just feels wrong. Like, I don't know how to put it besides that. It's just, you know. Oh, there's a hole here. It's really weird and doesn't make a lot of sense. So I guess, you know, from that standpoint, it makes a lot of sense that the map's built in, you know, pretty much the same manner. I really went on a long tangent about that. It's not that big of a deal. And I actually really like it, so I shouldn't be complaining. I mean, I'm not really complaining, but I shouldn't be overly focused on it. TNT over lava. Always a recipe for very safe and fun adventures that could never go wrong. I didn't jump. That could never go wrong in any way, shape, or form. Boom. Okay, cool. Did I? Yeah, I did. I hate when I do that. Like, I take a jump that I'm so confident in, and I'm just like, I'm going the right way, and then I realize I just backtracked. Like, I kind of need to for maps like this, just slow down and actually think for a second before jumping. Not even necessarily for every single jump, but just like whenever I have a jump that I'm not completely sure on, instead of just going in the direction that I assume would be the proper direction and jumping, I could probably at least, you know, put in the effort to stop, look, and realize which direction I'm supposed to go. But nah. Why would I do that? That would, like, require thinking. One thing I do like is, I know I mentioned this before, but a lot of map creators have moved to using the Blue Man's timer and death system. And I actually really appreciate that, because it's not anything special. I mean, it's just a timer and a death system. But because so many people have moved to using it, it's kind of become standardized. And more importantly, it's become pretty standard for maps to have the timer and death counter and stuff like that. Whereas before, map creators just kind of didn't do it. Okay, there we go. You know, I put a lot of thought into how to get here, but not a lot of thought into if I should get here. This is awkward. Where in the world am I supposed to go? Oh, back around to here. Okay. I just didn't see that. Boom. Come around. Ah, the nice bubbling sound of lava. It's actually kind of nice. Like, I feel like that's something that's underrated in Minecraft, is like the bubbling sound of lava, and just some of the small sound effects like that we don't think about a lot are actually really nice. And like, you know, just how nice the footsteps are and stuff like that. Pretty underrated in my opinion. Boom. And up we go. Already through a 20 out of 60. Oh, you have made it to stage 20. Fun fact, but for an absolute structure of fact. In the game 20 questions, there are, in fact, 20 questions. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. With a tiny, tiny bit of time to spare, too. I'm that good. I mean, I kind of like those where it's set up in a way where as long as you're momentuming it, you'll get there in plenty of time, but it's still timed like that to put pressure on you. Now, if those were really difficult jumps, I wouldn't like it as much, but because it's a pretty easy set of jumps, I actually really like that. Okay. Boom. Okay, around this way, I take it. The only problem I have with this map and the previous map is sometimes when, like, I'm going up some of the spiral things, I feel like I'm going up in the same spot that I was a second ago, even though it's a completely different spot. And, oh. It's one of these. I hate these. Okay. Back to actual parkour. I don't know. Vines are... I hate Vines jumps set up like that where you have to go around a corner to latch on to the next vine. I don't know. I just find them obnoxious. Not overly difficult, but definitely annoying. Just gonna assume, yeah. Around just felt like the right way to go in that situation. I'm getting a good sense for this. Another concrete powder. Kind of like the style of concrete powder, like over a layer of just concrete. Something about it that's just kind of nice. And whoops, didn't mean to fall. Quite obviously. Who means to fall? When doing parkour. Ow. Okay. Let's try this again. Apparently I'm, not the most qualified at this jump, apparently, since I keep failing it. Okay, come on. It's not like... No, there's no invisible block. I was just not making the jump. Okay, anyway. I hate getting stuck on spots like that. Where, well, like, I guess stuck's the wrong word, but I hate falling on spots like that for more than 1 or 2 times in a row. Because it just feels like, hey, you have this really easy jump. Like, it's insanely easy. And then you fall on it again and again. It's just like, oh, but the jump's so easy. To there, I'm guessing, onto that fence, if I had to guess. No. Maybe there's like some vine or something up, and I just wasn't paying attention. Hard to say. Either that or I just jumped to the wrong spot. Or maybe there's like a way you can just jump here, because this is a 4-block jump. Whoops. Something about me and 4-block jumps lately. Like, I've always been kind of bad at them, but I've been worse lately. Yeah, just skip it. Oh, skipping this is going to be a little more difficult than I thought. Yeah, maybe I should find the proper way up for that one. You know what? Nah. Skipping it's where it's at. It's just, a matter of I got to get on here. There we go. We can talk about this. Apparently we can't. Okay. I am going to successfully skip whatever parts are up above. It's the last thing I do. I will successfully skip this. Or maybe I'll give up trying. That is definitely possible. Is it worth it? No. No, not at all. I could have already been there. Probably multiple times by now. Like, I could have 100% figured out the right way to go and been there already. If I was just willing to go the proper route. But that would require going the proper route, So instead, I'm just going to keep throwing myself at this part that clearly I'm struggling with instead of going around the easier direction. Okay, I'm going to give it one more attempt, and if it doesn't work, then I'm just going to go the base pathway. Then I'm going to find out something like, oh, hey, by the way, you're going to have to go down there anyway and make it up those, but I'm not going to think about that for right now. I'm just going to, go the proper route. Be a good parkour map player. And take a look here and realize that I have absolutely no clue where I'm supposed to go. That was too far when I tried to jump to those fences. It looks like there's a pathway like over there or something, but how would I get there? Whee. Then onto here and up. Okay. And then we jump over here to this, and then we can make it here, where now we have to jump down here and do this parkour anyway. Woo! Woo-hoo-hoo. Oh my goodness, I did it first try to the point where I could. Oh, that's. Yeah, nah. Let's not think about that and just move on. Let's just move on. Yeah, that's 100% the right way to go about that. Sometimes you have to face your mistakes and your problems head on. Other times, you can just move on. You know. I mean, honestly though, like, okay, I'm not exactly the best person to listen to for this stuff, but I do feel like that is true. Like sometimes, you know, you make mistakes that you need to dwell on for a long time and go through a lot of effort to fix them. Other times, it's just something that you kind of need to be able to go, all right, that was a mistake. I know that's a mistake, but there's no point in dwelling on it much further than that. I can move on. I mean, yeah. And don't get me wrong. A lot of times when you make a mistake, it's very necessary to take the time to, you know, look into it further to make sure that you don't make the same mistake again for 100%. But other times, it's just like, yeah, just move on. Like, it wasn't that big of a deal. It's not worth wasting lots of time over. You got stuff to do. Outside. One thing I really like that this map does is kind of these sections that feel like they're the wrong way to go because it's like out to the side of the map and stuff like that, but are the correct way to go. I'm not sure I'm supposed to be here, but like then you do end up going that direction or whatnot. It's up. Oh, I can jump to here. Sometimes I'm stupid. Sometimes I amaze myself. Like, I do something, and I look at it and I go, wow, even I didn't think I was capable of that much stupidity. I mean, that's not the way I put it, but that's, you know, sometimes the case. I get the feeling this isn't where I'm supposed to be at. Just a small little feeling. I don't know why this place is confusing me so insanely much, but for whatever reason, this place, oh my goodness, I can't wait to be out of here. Ah, I missed it. That might not have even been the proper jump. This map doesn't put a lot of jumps in that are quite that hard. But it could also be the right way. Like, the only thing about this map creator is I'm pretty sure that escalation had a lot of pretty difficult jumps. But like Parkour Helix overall was a really easy map in the sense that there wasn't really a lot of difficult jumps. And I like that because, you know, it's kind of relaxing to go through something like that. It's, you know, it's better for your skill if you spend more time on more difficult maps, but sometimes you need to just go through an easier map. It's nice because you can kind of recognize some of the improvement you've had, and then it can be easier next time you're playing a more difficult map to not get discouraged because you do recognize that you've been getting better because of it. So, like, yeah, from that standpoint, you know, easy maps can be good. I feel like for the most part, though, the only reason why I like them is just because, for no other reason than I feel like I'm good at parkour when I do them. And then I take on a slightly more difficult map and realize, oh, hey, I was wrong. I'm not good at parkour. I might be alright, but I'm not that great. But practice makes perfect, right? Like, I've only been seriously doing parkour for like 3 months or whatever now. There's no reason that I should expect that in 3 months I've suddenly become amazing at parkour. It does kind of make me laugh though that I'm doing parkour now for YouTube stuff, because I remember when I first started to kind of get interested in parkour, and I was like practicing some, you know, at the time what I thought was difficult maps, and one thought always came back, which was, how in the world would this skill be useful in the future? Like, if I like I was sitting there just like, I have no idea of any way that this skill could come in handy in any sense, and now here I am making YouTube videos on it. Okay, sorry about that interruption. Back to your regularly scheduled programming. Okay. Where was I? Yeah, like with the parkour stuff. Like, I never thought that I'd be doing something like this where it actually does kind of come in handy that I spent time practicing parkour. And granted, I didn't end up doing all that much because, well, you know, it's hard to put a ton of time into a skill that you could never see really panning out for any specific uses. So, you know, back then I wasn't really putting that much time into parkour, but still, just that bit of time I spent, you know, it went a long way into, you know, getting me to where I'm at today. And, you know, I have a long way to go. I recognize that, but I also recognize that, you know, I have done, in my opinion, a fairly good job of improving and getting to where I'm at now. Where'd I go? Over here. Okay. Oh, maybe I should do. We can talk about this. It's an easy jump. Why? Okay, there we go. Sometimes the easiest jumps are the ones that get you. Like, they lie in wait. Just sitting there like, oh yeah, I'm an easy jump. Come jump this way. There's no way this could go wrong for you. And then you miss the jump, and it's like, seriously? That's block and a half. I just want to jump this way. 29 deaths. 30 deaths. Okay. Something about saying 29 just apparently made my body have the reaction of, just, nah, I think not. Boom. Okay. That was not exactly impressive on my part. That's fine. That's fine. Boom, boom. Oh, I missed it. Yeah. The one thing I do dislike about having some of the spots where, like, you can make a 4-block jump to get to the next level at a spot that you're not supposed to be able to get to it at, is then sometimes with totally legitimate paths, it throws them into question, like, is this the right way to be going? Or am I going the wrong direction? I'm not 100% sure. Like, just stuff like that where, you know, just throws into question some of the stuff. I do like it, though. Well, one nice thing about the kind of quick-paced, moving fast while having to look for it is I have to, like, think on my feet, go quickly, while at the same time commentating. So, like, you know, I have this double setup of I have to be able to move quickly and efficiently while at the same time commentating and continuing my thought process on whatever I was. So it, like, kind of works out the whole double tasking thing, which I feel like is an important part of being a YouTuber is being capable of double tasking to at least some degree or another. Because very often you'll have to do more than one thing at once, especially like if you become a streamer. You have to focus pretty hard on the game while at the same time having a live chat to manage and, you know, respond to. And especially when your channel's smaller, you're not really going to have a mod team or anything to deal with it. Like, you'll have a couple mods, most likely, just of some friends and, you know, people that have been around your channel for a while. But, you know, they're only on so much. So you have large gaps of time where you just don't have any mods on. And it's just like, what do I do now? So yeah, it makes it, you know, double tasking a priority. I feel like for as long as I've been doing this map, I haven't really talked all that much about the map itself. Oh no! Rip. I feel like it does a really good job with colors. Like, I don't know, it makes a lot of kind of like almost believable tiny 16 by 16 or whatever landscapes, while at the same time integrating a lot of parkour into it. Like, these maps are a great example of what I talk about when I talk about maps that emphasize looking nice, but at the same time do a good job of still having good parkour with it, with the parkour integrated into the design. And, you know, making the parkour out of blocks that mesh with the surroundings. Although I guess in this case it's less of making the parkour out of blocks that mesh with the surroundings and more about making the surroundings the parkour. But I find that some maps, I don't know, they do a bad job of, you know, decoration and looking nice, which is fair. It's a parkour map, not a, you know, build design map. But it still can be nice to have good looking parkour maps. I think that, oh, I am on a slab. Okay. I just kind of like, my brain just shut down looking at it because I was looking at that like, that's a slab up. I see the slab on top of it. But where am I supposed to go if not to there? And then I realized, oh, I'm standing on a slab. Pro skills, man. Ah, it's helpful. Going under there probably wasn't the smartest idea. Probably into this house, if I had to guess. No. Maybe around this way. I'm like back. Yeah. This map creator really likes putting designs in back. Boom. These are like the underground style leaves, aren't they? I don't know what they're called. It doesn't come to mind. Like drip leaf or something, I want to say. But they're the ones that are supposed to show up underground. It's really weird to me that they added some of those blocks that are like very clearly meant for 1.18 or 1.17 part 2. I don't know what they're doing with the titling. But yeah, that are clearly meant for it, but they kind of just stuck it into 1.17 kind of as a, hey, look at this, we're adding stuff for the caves update. You guys aren't mad we delayed it so long, right? Which, I mean, it's hard for me to be too mad just based off of how big the update is and how good it's looking just from the couple snapshots. And based off of how the Nether update went, I have hopes that it might end up being even better on release than it looks now, since that's kind of how the Nether update went. Oh, that's disconcerting. Okay, we got slime. But yeah, like the Nether update on the first couple snapshots was looking good, but not super impressive, if you guys remember. Like, it was just the Crimson and Blue Forest. And that's all they had added. And then later they added the, you know, bastions and whatchamacallums. Oh, that's not high enough. I think... Oh, I was supposed to jump. The one on the right was close enough, wasn't it? I feel stupid sometimes. But yeah, my point is, for the Nether update, the first couple snapshots had very little compared to what they ended up adding. Which is nice, because if I remember properly, which, don't get me wrong, I wasn't very big into looking at snapshots at this point in time. But if I remember properly, there was more of a style before that they had of kind of putting all of the features that they wanted in at the first couple snapshots, and then mostly fleshing out bugs from that point on. But I'm gonna be honest, like, a lot of the previous updates didn't really have all that much content for each update. Like, think about it. Both the Nether and End updates reworked a biome. The End updates obviously added in the infinite generation for the End, but it didn't really add in a ton more than that. Like, the End cities, sure. So you have one structure and one biome that it added in, and that's it. Compared to the Nether update, which added in a structure and like 3 other biomes. Or the Caves and Cliffs update, which is just completely changing generations. Now, in all fairness, with the End update, they had to build the actual generation. I think I definitely started late. So it would make sense. Does this restart? Yeah, this restarts. Starts another countdown. I'm just gonna wait for this one. Yeah. But yeah, like the End update was, I don't know, just didn't feel as nice, in my opinion, as the Nether update, and it also felt like they came out with a lot of the content earlier on in the snapshot cycle. So I have hope. That's all I'm saying. 2, 1. The last block was still there. Oh, that was so close. We made it. Now we get to slowly fall through everything that we've done. It's beautiful. Okay, I'm going to make myself dizzy doing that. I'm just going to look down. Stage 20 was a bit weird with the fun fact thing. I was kind of hoping they'd do that like on level 40 too, just to kind of start a trend. But yeah, that was a ton of fun. Thank you for Jara bringing this map. If you guys enjoyed, please do subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. God bless. Bye-bye.